A lot of things happened, but no goal was scored in the 168th Derby della Madonnina between Inter and AC Milan. A goalless draw that see Inter stay 8 points ahead of the Rossoneri, and that could probably be the end of it in terms of the Champions League race for Gennaro Gattuso's men. Of course, Mauro Icardi missing 2 chances means that also Inter could have won this game, but I think Luciano Spalletti can be happy with the result. It keeps obviously AC Milan behind. It gets them a point over Roma and Lazio that had already played in the 27th round of Serie A. This is obviously rescheduled following the death of Davide Astori. Inter Milan, who had the better chances, probably dominated possession slightly better. If this game was played when it was meant to be played, it could have been very different. But of course, chance wanted that Inter came to this game having not conceded in 4 games, and that's 5 consecutive clean sheets for the Nerazzurri, showing just how things have changed compared to December and January. The Rossoneri, on the other hand, avoided a 2nd consecutive defeat, and Gennaro Gattuso was very adamant on this point in the press room. He said, well, yes, we got a point out of this game. We probably didn't deserve much more than this. He wasn't happy with his players going forward. He was, though, tactically. But what he said that was important was not to lose a 2nd consecutive game after the loss in Turin. Luciano Spalletti, on the other hand, was disappointed with the missed chances, but at the same time was happy, of course, to maintain this lead over the Rossoneri and not reignite the fire in their Champions League race. In the end, of course, it's a result that puts Inter in the best position and fundamentally kills the Rossoneri's hopes for any Champions League race. Right now, for AC Milan, the rest of the season has one date and one date only, and that's the Coppa Italia final. Getting to that point in the best shape will be crucial. In terms of what Serie A has for them, yes, well, what Gattuso did remains amazing compared to how the season was going under Montella, but at the end of the day, it wasn't good enough to get a Champions League spot. And the race is over for the Rossoneri. Inter, of course, will have to fight with Lazio and Roma until the very, very end. What has to be said is, well, what happened to Mauro Icardi? A little chapter on him as well. Clearly, it wasn't his night. He scored the VAR, rightly so, ruled the offside goal, and that shows as well, you know, there was a celebration for Inter. Yes, VAR has been criticised for removing that immediate remotion from football, but at the same time, it was a correct call. Then he missed 2 goals himself, and Luciano Spalletti wasn't overly happy about that, but at the same time, at the end of the day, all the players hugging him after the final whistle showed just the group that Inter has managed to create this season compared to previous seasons, and that could make a difference in terms of getting that top 4 finish. That could be fundamental. Big games still to come, of course, for the Nerazzurri. They will have to play against Lazio before the end of the season. It's more about them now in the Champions League race than it is for AC Milan. Sadly, the Rossoneri, after this draw, are probably out of it. But Inter can be happy with the result. Luciano Spalletti should, and now, of course, the Nerazzurri can look ahead at the next round of Serie A, the next set of games, with something in mind, getting that 4th spot, that Champions League spot. It's all from the San Siro for Forza Italian football from Vieri Capretta.